Hey guys, Dr. Shelly here. I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can take your supplements or other pills easily without like choking on them or tasting, the taste of a tablet. And I know that a lot of you have issues swallowing a lot of capsules and tablets, okay? I'm going to be totally honest with you here. I was in my 20s before I could swallow even like one, supplement. It didn't even matter. Even if it was this big, like a really tiny one, I had a really hard time getting it down. It always got like stuck in my throat or like on the back of my tongue, and it didn't taste good. And then I didn't know, there have been times where I didn't get a supplement down and I gagged on it. Really uncomfortable situation. So I wanted to share with you my favorite tips to getting your supplements down so it's no problem for you. All right, here we go. Tip number 1, take your supplements with meals. So if you're somebody who has always had a hard time swallowing supplements, vitamins or minerals, all you have to do is make sure you take them with your meal. So you're gonna take the supplement, put it in your mouth, okay? Take some water, try to get it down, and then immediately take a bite of food, okay? The food actually will push the supplement all the way down, because you know how sometimes it will get like stuck in your throat right here if you're not a supplement taking expert. So tip number 1 is take your supplements with food, a bite of food. Some people do like applesauce, things like that you don't have to chew a lot, makes it a little bit easier. Tip number 2, take your supplements with a thick beverage. And this is similar to tip number 1 with taking your supplements with food, but if you make like a protein shake or anything that's a little bit thicker than water, it tends to push the supplements down. So like if you have, if you took your supplements and it got stuck like right here and you can't get it down, you're drinking water, it still feels stuck. If you have like a protein shake, something along those lines, it's gonna help just like push it down easier, okay? Tip number 3. This is my favorite one, okay? Tip number 3 to getting your supplements down easier is to let them float in the back of your throat. And I'm gonna show you how to do this because it's a little bit hard to explain. So I'm gonna show you with a tablet, and I'm gonna show you with a capsule, okay? So if I were to take this supplement right now, okay? I'm gonna put it in my mouth and I'm gonna drink some water. And before I go to tip my head back to swallow it, I'm gonna go to the side. I'm actually gonna tip my head down this way. And what happens is that it will float on the water. So if you can imagine, the water's in my mouth, I'm going like this, right? If you were to put this tablet in a glass of water, it would probably float. So it's going to float in your mouth. And when it floats when your head is down, when you go to tip your head back to swallow it, it's already in the back of your throat. So tablet, okay? Yeah? Got it? All right. I know this seems pretty simple, but I lived on this planet for 20-something years and didn't know about this trick, okay? Capsules are the best to do this one with because they float a little easier than certain tablets. So again, you put it in your mouth, you put some water in your mouth or whatever beverage, you put your head down this way, the capsule will float, bringing it to the back of your throat, and then all you gotta do is bring your head back a little bit and swallow, and that's it, all right? Capsule, got it? So that's my favorite tip. That's actually allowed me to like take a handful of supplements and not choke on them when I'm trying to swallow. You put them in your mouth, put some water in, tip your head forward, and then back really quick. Tip number 4. If you don't want to do that one and float your supplements in your mouth, what you can do to bring the supplements to the back of your throat so they're easier to swallow is put them there, okay? Most of us, when we go to put our supplements in our mouth, are putting it like on the tip of our tongue. But instead of doing that, literally put it in the back of your throat. I know it seems kind of weird, and you probably can't do this with like a handful of them unless you kind of throw them back. But this is very similar. This way you don't have to bring your head down and back. You just put it back there. So, the other way is my favorite, again, tipping my head forward and then back. But that one works too if you want to put the supplements right in the back of your throat. All right, tip number 5, and this is not as obvious as it sounds, but tip number 5 is don't stop trying. Don't say, oh, I just can't swallow supplements. I just can't get them down. Because, like I said, I had this issue, admittedly, for over 20 years, and nobody ever told me how to actually do it. They're like, oh, you're just going to get easy. It's just going to get easier. You'll get better at it. And I eventually did, to the point where I'm telling you guys, different tips. But if you give up and say, oh, I just can't get them down, they always get stuck in my throat, or I'm always, like gagging or whatever, go and try these tips. Okay, and don't give up, because honestly, it's going to get so easy, and then you can put all your supplements in your hand, put them in your mouth, swallow them, and be done for the day, okay? It doesn't need to be a big ordeal. You don't have to take one at a time, because if you're like me and you take a bunch of supplements, taking them one at a time will take all day. So I'm going to show you something real quick, all right? I have all my supplements in this little box here. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of them in my hand, okay? And I'm going to use the water supplement floating technique, all right? And I'm going to show you guys. It's super easy. It doesn't need to be a struggle. Supplements, right? In my mouth. Without tipping my head forward, I either would have choked on that, or gagged, or hated taking my supplements, or had to take one at a time and spend the next 45 minutes taking them, basically. So I hope those tips help you guys. I know that they were vital for me. I go to my office and I tell people what supplements to take. Like, I got paid to tell people what supplements they should take to improve their health. So I think it's really important that you can actually take them, right? And I'm not a big advocate of medications, but if you are prescribed any medications and you're having the same problem swallowing those, these tips will work for that too. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Put them in the comments below. I love your questions, and I will see you all in the next video.